I want to show what it could look like if someone were to place mulch around a young tree and even for large trees. This is something I've been experimenting with on my own tree. At some point I may want to put some sort of edging, maybe brick or something like that, but I also want to do an experiment on just leaving grass and see what that would look like. And I think I placed that mulch back in March. All right. And then what I've been doing is, obviously, if I weed whip around this or edge, I just leave a little bit of a bushy edge around it. It's kind of hard to see on camera, or maybe it's not so bad. I leave this slightly little bushy edge around it so that it contains the mulch. Let's see here, I'll try to get a low profile. I guess you can kind of see that it contains the mulch so that it doesn't blow out into the yard. It can kind of catch. And from a distance, I think it looks just fine. It looks somewhat attractive. It's not like some of the bricks I think do look a lot better when they contain mulch inside. I have another example in my backyard I want to show where I actually cut out the turf between that ring around the circle and the actual trunk. So this one, all I did was just purely add mulch to the turf, the grass. And yes, I have had to pull some of the previous grass out, and I saved these roots for just now or today because I wanted to show. I pulled these, and because you can see above ground, it's just a little bit of a sprout. But the mulch is decomposing, makes this a breeze and make it super simple to actually pull that out. So I'll show in the backyard what I did. I actually cut about approximately I think it was a 2-foot radius, and that can look pretty attractive. Let's go look at that. And it is a warm July late afternoon, evening, so hopefully the air conditioner doesn't bother you. These leaves on the ground, or actually there's some of the flowers, because this is my wee little linden that I planted Father's Day, and today is just July 22nd. Yeah. Anyway, I did end up cutting the turf out of here. You can see the turf right over here off to the side, and I'll be hauling that out when I get to it. But I'm just showing two different options, and that means this mulch has only been here since Father's Day, about mid-June. I particularly added dry and very dead. This is all locust, and which is nice because this is a hardwood. This is about as hard as oak. This will not break down as fast, and I just wanted more of a slightly darker color, as most of the wood chips come out kind of a tan, lighter color. And if I do start to turn this eventually, I know that, just like I suspected, it'll be starting to break down, and I can actually get some color. Just another little tip for anyone. I take my coffee grounds and I just throw that stuff right on out here as well. But I did cut the turf about a 2-foot radius away. And in this case, basically what we're trying to do is, I don't want to, say, weed whip and hit some of this mulch and throw it into my yard. That means, say, if somebody tries this on their own, or even commercial purposes, or HOA, especially HOA where you got maybe guys cruising around real fast on big mowers, or they're just used to almost sprinting when they're using that weed whip, right? But this still looks okay. And again, this is just a tiny little tree. The point though here is, and for whether it's an HOA with massive amounts of trees or whatever, is stop the weed whips from hitting the trunk of the tree, because that weed whip will hit and impact that trunk. Eventually that trunk will form callus wood right there. Callus wood is not efficient with flowing water. We want good vascular tissue that runs with the trunk. It looks like, no, okay, there is dirt right there. I thought, oh man. Anyway, I see so much injury down at the base of a tree from typically landscapers just weed whipping all the time. And so then you can result with trees that are about 15, 20 years old that's been weed whipped every single growing season. And then the trees are really, really stressed because the vascular system can't flow water all that quickly. So I'm hoping to give at least a little bit of an idea of two things. You can cut the turf out around whatever given radius you choose under your tree, or you can just put the mulch right on top, and it still looks all right. It's not so bad. And what I'm doing also is, this is a edge free or edgeless. You're not investing in any plastic, in any metal or any brick or anything like that, which also comes with labor, right? And I'm actually satisfied with this, that I'm not throwing my own mulch out when I'm weed whipping or anything like that. And it just takes a little extra effort and skill around there. Most landscapers can adjust to that. So I hope landscapers don't kind of poo-poo my suggestions on putting more mulch down around trees. Hope this helps somebody. Thanks.